Behind me, we have a raised bed for blueberries. Now it is not finished. I'm going to show you the process. But what I did here is 4x4 post cut in half. So they were 8-footers. They're cut into 4 foot. 2x8s right here. This is 8 foot long. And then 2x8s cut in half. So about 4 feet long. So this is a 4 foot by 8 foot blueberry bed. Now if you watched my last video, over here we have the strawberry bed. This still needs a gate right here, a hardware cloth surrounding it and everything like that. But I want to show you guys the process of how we are going to put soil in this bed. Now blueberries are very interesting. They need a different type of soil than strawberries. So that's why we did 2 separate beds. Also, they do not like Iowa soil. Just part of it. They like acidic soil. So the mixture that we're going to use today is going to hopefully be acidic enough and work well for blueberries. So the first step that we're going to do is I have a bunch of sticks and stuff collected. We're going to put that down here on the bottom. And that's going to act as some organic matter to break down and kind of a filler also. But sticks, some tree branches, you know, some littler stuff to kind of fill in this bottom a little bit. And then we're going to add the next thing. Okay, we got our sticks in the bottom of here. As you can see, it's not, we didn't add a whole lot, but we added some to the bottom. Now you're probably thinking, Alec, this is stupid. Why are you doing this? Okay, there's some good reasons behind it. First one, this is cheap. You probably have sticks at your house. This is a cheap filler. Blueberries like a lot of soil. We're going to be adding soil probably up to the top. So this is a cheap filler. The next reason, a very good reason. This allows airflow. This is going to allow room in here. So that way it's not just packed in soil. This is going to add some extra, you know, layer of something. Which leads to the next reason. Organic matter. This is going to decompose over time. So what we're going to do before we add a next layer of anything is I'm going to take a garden hose and I'm going to spray this down because water helps decompose this stuff, which therefore is going to help our blueberries. I know it kind of seems dumb, but there is a good reason behind it. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add peat moss over the top of this. Now, also, you could use pine bark. We don't have pine bark. We have pine shavings, and I'm going to mix that in. I believe it's going to be about the same effect. The peat moss, we're going to dump a little bit in, spray it with water, mix it up, spray it with water. It is hydrophobic when it is in the compressed bales, and I will show you what I'm talking about. And then we're going to add topsoil over the top of it. We are also going to be adding in a fertilizer, I guess you could call it, for blueberries. It is up at the house. I have to go get it. But we're going to go spray this with water first before we do anything else. Now that we have it sprayed with water, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but this is what I'm going to do. This is soil acidifier. You can get this at many different places. This is for hydrangeas and blueberries. It just lowers your soil pH. Blueberries like between 4.5 and 5.5. 5 ideal, but that's the range. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this. I'm just going to sprinkle just a tad bit. And I mean a tad bit, like not a lot at all. Because blueberry roots are going to go down far. That's why we're filling this bed completely up. So my thought is, you know, if you can get that down in the soil, that's my thought. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pine shavings down. So I just have a bucket here of pine shavings. I'm just going to sprinkle these around. And as we go with our mix, I will add more and more of this type of stuff. It's going to kind of layer it a little bit, I guess you could call it. Now for the heavy, fun peat moss. These things are heavy. I don't know how much these weigh, but they're not light. So this is a compressed bale of peat moss. And what I'm going to try to do is maybe do about half of the bag, or maybe just a full bag, wet it down, mix it up. Stuff is dusty. Okay, we're gonna do about half a bag and water and mix that up. You can tell just how hydrophobic this is because all that water is just sitting on the top. And so what that'll do is if we don't water this in little by little, the top will get wet and it's gonna make a crusty shell, and it's not gonna let other water penetrate through. And it's gonna make weird air tunnels and different things that we just don't need to deal with. So we're just gonna water this down. It is finally starting to kind of wetten up enough where it's a little bit tacky, which is great. That's what we want. So I'm actually going to add some topsoil to it, just a bag over the top of it, and then add the rest of this peat moss and just keep repeating this process. We got the bed filled with the peat moss. That is 4 compressed bags. And let me tell you, that was ridiculous how hydrophobic that is. That is crazy. I end up taking this rake and raking it, watering it, raking it, watering it. I started doing like shovelfuls. Just take a shovel, about 3 shovels over this whole thing, water it down, rake it in. It took me a very long time to get this where it's not so hydrophobic. It's nice and wet now, so that is good. We're gonna put topsoil on the top of this, but before we do that, we're gonna sprinkle some of this fertilizer on here. Probably, if you to measure it out, probably equivalent to about a cup or so is probably what we really need. That's probably too much, but it should be good. Now we're going to add our topsoil bags to this, and then we will be ready to plant. Finally, that took forever. Okay, so 6 bags of topsoil did not go quite as far as I hoped. It's not quite as full as I hoped, but it's going to be about 12 inches of soil, so I think that should be enough. We have 3 different varieties of blueberries. Now, according to ChatGPT, we should probably only have 3 in this raised bed, because 2 of them that we have, these Chandlers, are very big. They get very big, 4 to 5 foot wide, I guess. So we have 2 Chandlers going to be in the corners. We have a Blueray, and then we have a Patriot. And we bought these, the 2 Chandlers, from M.I. Gardner, and then the other ones come from a local greenhouse around here. We've had these for a few weeks now. They really need to get into the raised beds. I'm gonna break up the roots a little bit here before I plant it. Now, I'm not gonna plant them too terribly deep, just deep enough to barely cover the top of the existing soil. That's about it. So there's 1 Chandler done. This is the Patriot. And I'm also doing them about 1 foot to 18 inches off the sidewalls. That way they expand and go crazy, hopefully. This one's roots are not quite as great as what those Chandlers were. I'm gonna stick the little tag there that lets me know that that is the Patriot. And now we're gonna do another Chandler. Do have to say these root systems on this is really good compared to that one that I just did. I'm not sure if that's the difference between age or what. And now for the Blueray. This roots is not quite as good either. Perfect. There we go. I'm gonna get some water on these and clean off all this peat moss off these sides. And this project, the planting at least, is done. So now that's all that's left, is doing the hardware cloth, building the gate, and this raised bed will be done. I'll finish it all up and I'll show you guys once I'm done. There we have it, a finished blueberry raised garden bed. Hardware cloth is around it. We got it all secured. New type of latch. Blueberries in there. We got her done. I'm glad. Took a little longer than expected, but we got them both done, so I am glad. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe. Helps me out. What do you think about a garden tour video next? I think we're going to do that. We'll do a garden tour. So, subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.